Do you know that the simple logic behind your favorite games like Candy Crush, Homescapes is built on just a few lines of Python code? It is one of the most powerful programming ideas. Decision making using if, elif, or else. Here's how it works. If you made a match, if not, you lose a game. That is else you lose a game. If you lose your game, you run out of life. That is elif. Okay? This is where Python starts to think for itself. It can make choices, compare values, and give different results depending on what happens. By the end of this video, you will build your first Python game, a simple guess the number game where you guess your numbers. If you get it right, you win. If not, you fail. That is the whole concept of if, elif, and else. Okay. But before we go to Spider, let's look at the definitions of these terms. When we say if checks a condition if it's true. If it is, Python runs that block of code. Okay. Now, elif means else if. It checks another condition only if the first one is not true. Okay. So, it's a condition. If the first one is not true, it will run the second block of code. Okay. Now, if that second one is not also true, it goes to the third one, which is else. It runs if none of the previous conditions were true. It's like your program's fallback plans. Okay. Now, in real life, let's see a real life example. If it's raining, we'll take an umbrella. That is sure. When you're leaving the house and it's raining, you take an umbrella. If we are hungry, you can get some food. Otherwise, you keep walking. Now, that is the whole essence of if, elif, and else. What you do when this is happening. If it's not happening, what you do. That's it. Now, let's move over to spider. So, continuing from the previous examples, we can see that weather, the variable weather here is raining and the mood is hungry. Okay. If you still have concerns about variables, you can check out the video on variable. Now I'll just paste this thing here to save time. Okay. Okay. So here we've created a block of code, and if weather is raining, print it is raining. Elif mood, if the mood is hungry, you can print we are hungry. Let's get some food. Else we keep walking. Now I'm going to run this. So it's going to say it's raining, we'll take an umbrella. Good and fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the weather to be false so that it's going to return something else. I'm going to say sunny. Now I'm going to run this code now. So the weather returned false because it's not raining. So it's going to return false and it will give me it will run the next line of code. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to change this hungry mood. Okay, let me just say happy. Okay, now when I run this, it will say we keep working because none of the first two returned a true answer. They all returned false. It's not raining. We are not hungry. We are happy. Then we'll keep working. I'll just paste this here to save time. Now, temperature is our variable and it's 25. So we gave this prompt. If temperature is greater than 30, print is a hot day. ELIF temperature, if it's greater than 20, go ahead and print it is a nice day. Else, print it is a bit cold. Let's run this and see what happens. You can see it's a nice day because it's 25, so it's less than 30, but it's greater than 20, so it's a nice day. Okay, the first one is false, the return false. Okay, now it ran the second one. Python checked the first line, which is 30. Okay, now that is not true, so it did not run it. Then it went to the second one, which is 20. Now 20 is less than 25. Okay, so that is the range. It has to run that one because it's true. Okay, now that was what happened there. How does Python decide if something is true or false? It uses comparison operators, symbols that compare values. These are everyday symbols we use in math also. Okay, now let's see them. The first one is greater than. Okay, 5 is obviously greater than 3. The next less than 3 is less than 5. Equal to 5 is equal to 5. Not equal to 5 is not equal to 3. Greater or equal to 5 is not greater than 5, but it is equal to 5. Now, 3 is not less than 3, but is equal to 3. These are the comparison operators. Now, there's a mistake that beginners make is using one equal sign instead of two. So, this is it here. One equal sign means to store a value or to assign a value to a variable. Okay, we did that before in the variables video. You can check that out. Now, this is what equal to means in Python. It compares value. And this is two equal to signs, double signs. Okay, this is the comparison operator. Now let's see the difference clearly here. Okay, okay. Let's assign, let's say x equal to 10. Let's give the condition if x is equal to. Now this is a comparison operator. Okay, is equal to 10. We are going to say print we are going to say print yes, x is 10. We are going to run this now. Please note that I'll just add a comment here. This is an assignment operator equal to the single one is assignment. It assigns value to a variable, while this one is the comparison operator. Okay, it compares values. Here you go. Let's put all this into action with our very first mini game. Now let's go ahead and paste this here. So this is what is happening here. Our secret number is 7. Now we are going to guess a number between 1 and 10. Now if the secret number, if you guess the secret number which is 7, it will say correct, you guessed the number. But if you guess any other number that is greater than 7, it will say too high. Try a smaller number next time. Or else it will say too low. If you guess maybe between 1 and 6, it will say too low. Try a bigger number next time. So we are going to go ahead and run this. So it's telling me to enter to guess a number. So I'm just going to, okay, let me say 7. When I press enter, you see, I'm correct. I guessed the correct number. But what happens if I run it again and I press, let me say, 9, and I press enter? It will say too high. Try a smaller number. It ran the second one. And if I run it again the third time, let me enter 3. I run it. It says too low. Try a bigger number next time. Okay. So here's what is happening. The first store the secret number in a variable. Okay, we first stored 7, which is the secret number in a variable called secret number. Then we use the input to ask the player for a guess. Remember user input from the last video. Okay, we wrap it up in int to turn the text into a number. Okay, because if you just enter a number in this prompt here, it will treat it as a text. So you have to have input so that it will tell Python that what you want is a number. Okay. Then Python compares the guess. If it's a match, you win. If it's higher, Python says too high. If it's low, Python says too low. Nice work, everyone. You just built your first Python game. In this video, we learned how to use if, elif, and else, comparison operators, and how to make your program respond to user input. In the next video, we'll take this even a step further by learning loops so your game keeps running until the player wins. If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more beginner friendly Python lessons. And tell me in the comments what secret number did you use for your first mini game in Python. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing. Have a pleasant day.